The story begins with an image of a deceased woman, followed by another picture of her with her family. Two kids are shown crying, and multiple men can be heard asking for someone named Judagak. One man says, "Forget about him. We just came here to support poor Jean He." This man is introduced as Yu Yun Taek, a Taekwondo 7th Dan and former representative. Another man, Jan July, an IBF World Welterweight Champion, comments, "The mother of his children just died, and he doesn't show up. You think he's okay?" Do Kim Chul, an Olympic gold medalist, adds, "I hear he's in the mountains. Who does he think he is?" Choi Bae-do. Yang Do-jin, a Korean-Japanese full-contact karate master and K1 champion, says, "What fault do the children have?" Bakiaro. Suddenly, a loud scream echoes. A man, with horror and shock on his face, mutters, "You, Judagak." A man appears with an aura literally emanating from his body. A boy, shocked, thinks to himself, "Father?" A little girl clings to the boy, tears streaming down her face, and says, "Appa." With an angry expression, Judagak asks the little girl, "You don't want to come to Daddy?" The boy shields the crying girl and yells at him, "If you're going somewhere, go alone instead." With a cold, chilling look, Judagak says, "Oh, you've grown a lot. As I thought, you're useless." He swiftly launches a powerful attack at the boy. Jujite, startled, wakes up from his sleep. It was just a dream. His manager yells at him for sleeping on the job. Jujite apologizes while thinking to himself, "That dream again." The manager tells him, "Get to school already." Before leaving, Jujite asks the manager for some expired food, specifically rice rolls and hamburgers. The manager responds, "You eat that stuff at school too?" Jujite explains, "Yes, because the lunch at school is very expensive due to fight class." In this moment, Jujite is introduced as a first-year student at Namail High. The manager, surprised, says, "Oh, you're at Namail High? If I'd gotten into fighting at your age, I'd be rich by now." Before he can finish, Jujite clarifies, "I'm in a regular class, not a fight class." The manager stops, looks at him expressionlessly, then bursts into laughter. "Fighting doesn't suit someone with a frail, girl-like body like yours," he says. Jujite, slightly annoyed, responds, "Yeah," and asks for a raise. The manager ignores him. The scene shifts to the school. Lee Ji-eun, a first-year student and daughter of the boarding house owner where Jujite stays, hands him his book. He thanks her, saying he forgot it, but then asks how she got it from his room. She stammers and avoids answering. Meanwhile, Nao K-dong, a first-year student obsessed with fighting, admires some upperclassmen working out. Jujite and Lee Ji-eun pull him aside, telling him he's making a scene. He begs for a moment to take more photos, snapping one of Kim Don, a second-year dirty boxing specialist. This leaves Jujite and Lee Ji-eun horrified. Nao K-dong approaches Kim Don and introduces himself, asking if it's true that he asked out Lee Ji-eun 4 times and got rejected. Kim Don blushes angrily and demands, "How do you know that?" Before he can finish, he grabs Lee Ji-eun and says, "I thought that was only between us." Trying to escape his grasp, Lee Ji-eun responds, "That's why I told you no." In a bid to win her love, Kim Don reveals a tattoo on his head, claiming it's the kanji for love. However, it turns out to mean receive, which enrages Kim Don. He blames Jujite for turning Lee Ji-eun against him. Jujite tries to defend himself, saying it has nothing to do with the tattoo, but it's too late. Kim Don launches an attack, but Jujite dodges effortlessly. Enraged, Kim Don throws punch after punch, but Jujite continues to evade. Suddenly, someone intervenes, landing a powerful knee to Kim Don's jaw, sending him flying. The attacker is revealed to be Maria de Cascos, a second-year student, fight class captain, and a Brazilian Korean. She sternly says, "Didn't I tell you there'd be trouble if I caught you causing problems again?" Her appearance leaves Na Ok-dong red-faced, shouting, "The Ice Queen of Fight Class." Others join in, calling her the Human Terminator from Brazil. She orders 2 students to take Kim Don to the gym, and they obey immediately. As chatter spreads among the gathered crowd, Many are shocked that she took out Kim Dawn with a single blow. Jujite approaches her to thank her, but she looks at him blankly and walks away. Nao Kedong runs after her, try to take a photo. The next chapter begins with Kim Dawn yelling, "I am innocent, Captain." He is in a bridge pose, shaking, while Maria sits on his stomach. Desperately, he explains, "I may have attacked, but not a single punch landed. You must have seen that. That kid is weird." She narrows her eyes and asks, "Elaborate." Kim Dawn hesitates, then responds, "He's really slow but fast." "Do you want to die?" she asks coldly. Quickly, Kim Dawn rephrases, "No. I mean, it's like he knows what's coming before it happens." Maria's face remains blank as she begins to wonder about his words. The scene changes to Jojite, Nao Kedong, and Lee Jun leaving school as the day ends. Nao Kedong says, "I'm heading out first. I need to post my photos ASAP." Jojite and Lee Jun see him off, with Jio reminding him, "Keep your obsession in check." Lee Ji-yoon then turns to Jio and asks, "Do you have part-time today?" "No," he replies, "but I plan to hang up some posters." Lee Ji-yoon smiles. "Want some company?" she offers. Jio responds, "Nah, it'll be boring," he says as he starts to jog away. She calls out to him, "We could put up a lot more posters if we work together." Jio hesitates for a moment, but ultimately declines again. "Thanks, but I'll manage," he says, heading off alone. As Jio hangs up a poster, he hears the sound of rapid footsteps approaching from behind. He turns just in time to see a leg flying toward his head. Startled, he barely dodges the kick, dropping both his posters and his glasses. Surprised and disoriented, Jio stutters, trying to speak. He squints at the hooded figure, but without his glasses, he can't make out their face. The attacker sprints toward him again. Jio's mind races. Kim Dawn? No, the build is different. The individual launches another attack. Jio sees it coming and thinks it's a high kick, but the trajectory changes at the last moment, and a leg kick lands squarely on Jio's leg, dropping him to his knees. As the attacker closes the distance, Jio thinks, "I'm screwed." Desperate, he throws a clumsy jab that misses entirely. The attacker seizes his arm, locking him into a painful armbar. Feeling the sharp pain, and struggles to find a way out. The attacker adjusts their grip, but quickly realizes something. Jio is double-jointed. Using this to his advantage, Jio twists free from the grapple and stumbles back. "Who are you?" he demands, his voice shaking. "If this is a prank, it's not funny." The hooded figure slowly pulls back their hood, revealing their identity. Maria DeCascos, captain of Fight Class 2. Jio blinks in disbelief. "You're a girl," he blurts out. Maria ignores the comment, her sharp eyes scanning him critically. Terrible eyesight. Weak punches. No muscle tone. "You don't train," she says, breaking him down piece by piece. "And yet, you dodged my strike and escaped my armbar. The question is, who are you?" Confused, Jio stammers, "I'm just—" Before he can finish, Maria's eyes land on one of the posters he had been putting up. Her expression shifts as she connects the dots. "Jio Daegak," she mutters, realization dawning on her face. Jio cowers as Maria quickly stands, towering over him. She declares with authority, "Come to Fight Class. I'll turn you into the strongest Jujutiro."